Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's mini missing moment. This is a segment I started on our social media platforms a while back, and we've decided to bring it to the mic. It's all about sharing as quickly as we can, which means that we might not have as much information for us to do a deep dive for one of our full weekly episodes, but it's still just as important to share details on these individual disappearances to do our parts in attempts to raise awareness. Our efforts in doing these many missing segments is to share their names, to share their pictures, their information as much as we can to try and help locate and bring them home, or reach people who have the answers that can lead to reuniting the missing with their loved ones. I am Rachel, one half of Like Mother Like Murder, and on today's mini missing moment, I will be telling you about Kiona Turner. Kiona Turner was last seen on Thanksgiving Day, November 28th, 2024, in Gary, Indiana. She's been missing since this day with no contact to friends or family. And what I find extremely bizarre is the lack of coverage for this missing mom. Why is that? Why do certain people, certain cases, certain moms, children, certain individuals get more coverage than others? Or more of an investigation? Which I won't speak on the investigation into Kiona's disappearance fully because I don't know enough about what they have or what they haven't done. But what I will speak on is as a true crime podcaster who specifically searches for mom-related content, it always blows my mind when cases are not known to me sooner. I actually only found Kiona's missing persons case when I was researching another missing persons case, Emma Baum, who also went missing out of Gary, Indiana recently. So, Gary, Indiana, what's going on over there? The point is, we've got to do our part in helping to spread awareness into Kiona's disappearance because she went missing under suspicious circumstances that I will discuss momentarily, and finding her needs to be in the forefront of everyone's minds, near and far, because she is just as deserving to be found as everyone else who makes national coverage. In an open-style interview that I saw with Kiona's boyfriend, Khalif Muhammad, from the YouTube channel that you should all go and subscribe to, called Missing, Lost, and Trafficked, where the host investigates cases that don't get enough media coverage, such as Kiona's. She talks with Khalif, and my understanding from this conversation is that on Thanksgiving Day, Kiona was there with him, things were normal, food was being made, and then all of a sudden, he said she was gone. She had just up and left. And that's when she has not been seen since. He explains that a welfare check happened where the police showed up and asked where Kiona was. And it was Kiona's daughter who had actually issued or had asked for this welfare check to happen. Not much happened at the time of this welfare check that we know of. He said he wasn't too concerned immediately when she went missing because he didn't know if she just needed some time to herself or was she going to go see family or whatnot. But I find that odd, though. I mean, I find it odd that you don't know and you don't seem as concerned. That's only my opinion. He also talks about the fact that she pretty much lived out of her bags at his house. So it's like she never actually moved in and unpacked and lived there. It was more of like a long stay is the way that I take it, which I could be completely misunderstanding on my end. But still, if you're with someone and they just disappear, how do you not show more concern more quickly? Unless there was an issue, unless there were problems. So it's just very concerning to me. And I'm not trying to insinuate or point fingers, but I am trying to understand and ultimately keep this conversation going because that's what we need to do. We need to keep talking and keep sharing information on Kiona until she's found, until she is home sooner than later. And we say it all the time that no one knows how they're going to act or respond in moments such as these, right? So hopefully anything that may seem to look suspicious or off or any of that is just a misunderstanding that will be cleared up. But Unfortunately, this is a true crime podcast. Genre-wise, it's not often that we see that happen. So hopefully that's what happens here in this case, and she is found safe and there is nothing else that goes along with it. So Kiona's daughter said that she was in contact with her mom on a very frequent basis, but she lives in another state, so it wasn't often that they actually got to see each other in person. But to not talk for this amount of time, it was just not like Kiona and her daughter. A 50-state alert was issued in Kiona Turner's missing persons case, and we can only hope that the more people who know, the more people who see, and the more that hear about Kiona being missing, the more likely we are to find and bring her home to those who loved her. Kiona Turner is 33 years old. She was last seen on November 28th, 2024, Thanksgiving Day, in Gary, Indiana, at the 500 block of Hovey Street. She is 5'7" and around 160 pounds. She has short brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information that can help to find Kiona Turner or any details that you can give to the authorities in connection to her disappearance, please contact the Gary, Indiana Police Department at 219-881-7300. And please don't hesitate to call. Help this family during this extremely devastating time. Thank you all for listening today. And remember, if you think you can't help or make a difference, you can. By sharing this episode, by sharing articles of those who are missing, sharing their pictures. All of these things help to raise awareness in their case and keep the momentum going to search and ultimately find the missing.